We are live, and I'm going to adjust my camera right away.
We thought that was so.
It always does that, doesn't it?
So we are live, like we are late. Sorry about that. So, high reps workout this morning, a little bit of conditioning for a few different movements and for a few different purposes.
So we're going to work off, keep it nice and simple, 3 exercises. We're going to do the bench press.
Because everybody loves bench press.
Stephen's just standing in the way up there. Bench press, 50 reps of. Kettlebell swings, 50 reps of. And we've got dumbbells down here, which are very light. That's because we're going to do lateral raise.
And it's going to be high reps.
50 reps of, which is going to suck. Who's on there? David's on. Morning, David.
Good
oh my God,
morning,
it's so early. And Erez is on. Hello, morning, Erez. So it's 50 reps each. We've not decided how many rounds we're going to do yet, but we're just going to see how we get on.
We're going to monitor, see how we feel after the first set. It could be 3 sets, it could be 5 sets.
Yeah. Benjamin's on. Chaz is on. Morning. Chaz is one of our clan members. Good man, Chaz. Are you joining in on this one, Chaz?
Chaz is always on.
Jade's on. Jason Flesher. I thought it was Fletcher. Yeah. Jason Flesher's on. Helen's on. Victoria's on. David's on.
This week we've had a bunch of videos going out as normal. They've all been good fun. Next week we've actually got a cool week of filming planned.
Yeah.
We've got a few good ideas. But we're going to kind of put it to you guys as well. We should actually do a poll. Apparently polls work well. But what out of all the videos that you've been seeing, you do about mindsets, but then us training in them.
Do a nutrition one.
Nutrition.
Planky times.
We've got an idea for maybe some cooking, some sort of nutrition recipe ideas. Obviously done our way. Let us know what type of videos you want to see.
Which one do you want to start on, mate?
I am going to start on bench press.
Oh wow.
What do you want to start on?
Well, that's fine because I'll start on any. Trisha's on, Jean's on, or Jean. Roger's on, Luke's on. Who else is on YouTube? Luke's also, is that the same Luke? Maybe
Luke
not.
B.
Two Lukes. Is there Luke on YouTube as well?
It must be Luke A and Luke B.
Lukey. Erez is still on. I really appreciate your nutrition and cooking videos.
How the hell do you get to be a top fan? That's an awesome question. I have no idea.
Well, it's funny, when it first happened, right, everybody was thanking us for making it number top fan.
Thank you so much.
And we're like, what the hell is that? Facebook do it automatically based on, I believe it's how often you share, comment and interact and how often you visit our page. So those are the top fans. Basically,
you just need to keep going back and visiting our page and just looking out for our videos. They're released every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So yeah, just keep coming back to the page on those days. You'll see it. Comment, like, share, interact, and get in a conversation on the page. And you become a top fan. Because there's like thousands of comments on videos, Facebook prioritises top fan status, so we see them easier. So it's easier for us to catch you. So if you become a top fan, you're more than likely to get a reply on one of the comments. Yeah, because that's something that we've actually said in the staff meetings, because we're getting so many comments. Like some of our top videos, you're talking like 4,000 comments. Yeah. And we're like, we literally cannot reply to them all. So then you have to then prioritise certain ones over others. Yeah. And if somebody's saying something meaningful, asking a good question, saying something, then we're going to reply to them. If you've got top fan status, we'll probably reply to you. Yeah. Who's planning on doing a bit of workout this morning? So variations, if you're at home just now, if you have a kettlebell, how you could vary this, instead of the bench press, you could do press-ups. Press-ups on the knees if you can't do full, and also we're doing 50 reps here, so get on the knees if you need to. Yep. If you've got your kettlebell, you can do swings with us. If you don't have 2 weights, you can get 2 bottles of water and do lateral raise with us. If you don't have any weights at all, do press-ups, just do squats. So the kettlebell swing is all about using the hips. So just do squats, just even do half squat jumps, you know, and you're going to generate the same sort of movement. Just go pay the water. Okay. Do it in the toilet. Yeah, so if you don't have a kettlebell, actually doing a jump squat from here is going to activate the same muscles and in the same sort of power mode. If you're just doing a squat, you're going to use the same muscles, which is good. So depending on your fitness level, decide if you're just doing a squat or you're going to do a squat jump. Squat jump, it will be more similar to the kettlebell swings. And then like Rab said, we're going to do some lat raises from here. If you don't have any weights, you could use a couple of bottles of water, or you can actually just do arm circles. You can do this, you do 50 reps or 25 one way, 25 the other way, and it's just going to activate the same muscles. So you can 100% do this with us. Now, who is going to do it with us? That's the main point here. Can one dumbbell replace a kettle beep? A kettlebell? Not really. The kettlebell's sort of made. Bring one over. I'll grab a light one for demonstration purposes. So the kettlebell, because all the weight is at the bottom and the handle's at the top, that's why the kettlebell swing was designed that way. Using a dumbbell, it's going to be similar, but it's not quite the same setup. So if you want to use a dumbbell, then go right ahead.
Okay, on. Oh, we've cleared 200 people on Facebook.
Happy days!
Oh, Claire's on. Claire's the one we always have a laugh with. Thanks for the share, Claire. I ran out of different ways of saying it. So I'm like, thanks for the share.
Gail is in Helensburgh, Scotland.
Happy days.
Chaz enjoying the clan. Yes, Chaz.
Walk the plank or join the clan. Right, we're going to get this first set done.
Yes.
So you're doing bench press first, eh?
I'm going to have a wee swig of my protein.
Oh, a wee swig of my vitamin drink.
Right, 50 reps of each, so please bear with us. We will be back in a few minutes.
We'll chat. If we go with the 20 with this bad boy, will we?
I'm over 20, yeah.
Oh, feck me. Oh well, quicker you start, quicker it's done, right? Saturday morning workout. I hope your grip's going to be alright with this weight. So again, if you don't have a kettlebell, just do squats instead. Oh, there's a bunch of people doing press-ups right now. I think I'm on like 33 or something. Longer than I thought it was going to take.
Oh man, this is going to suck. Who decided this was a good idea?
It was you on the lateral raise.
20.
Oh.
This sucks.
Oh man, that really does suck.
Yeah.
It's my grip that was going on the kettlebell, so you better watch
Really?
it. Oh, the last little bit. Which will hit your nuts, mate.
So, most of these workouts that we plan, we kind of just think in our heads, based on our experience, like, what would be good, what would be challenging, and sometimes we have no idea if it's going to be slightly too easy, slightly too hard, or just right. And if we're getting multiple sets for this, that's maybe slightly too hard.
I'm going to go with the 16 next, only because it's a slightly smaller grip in terms of like, it's my forearms that are going more than anything on that one. It's a slightly smaller
circumference.
Yep. Right, we can chat. Oh. Don't reset.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah, because we don't reset it when we fingered it. Terry Joy Wilton, nighttime here in New Zealand. Derek's on there. Valued commenter, you're almost up to top fan, Derek. You'll get there, keep commenting, sharing. Well, I think valued commenter is exactly as it says on the tin. If you share our stuff as well, you become a top fan.
Yeah. Kenny wants a kilt. That sounds like a
kid's story.
A kid's book, right? Kenny wants a kilt. Who's this? Ronan. Love you guys.
Ronan, that's a cool name.
Hi, from Oz. Where about in Oz are you from, Katie? Trish Alexander, I ain't even working out, but I'm breaking a sweat.
Oh, easy, Tiger, easy. Whew. Saturday morning, eh?
That's a great start to the weekend, isn't it? Come in here. It's good because obviously we've been personal training for how long? 15 years? 14 years? And one of the main points that the reasons that clients come to see a personal trainer is for the professional guidance, knowing exactly what they should be doing, but also that accountability to say, if you've got an appointment with a PT, you know that you're going to be working out. You're going to be working out hard. Now, we can be our own PTs for creating programs, making sure that we're doing things properly, but sometimes that accountability, you're like, I'm fit enough, I don't have to work out today. So there was a while where you're like, hey, we'll start training on a Saturday morning. And there's a few Saturday mornings that I come in like, I just don't feel like training today. Like I get a bit of a pump on, feel a bit of blood flowing in the muscles and then be done. So as soon as we say, right, we're doing a conditioning workout to you guys, train with us, then you're our personal trainer.
Yeah, you're our accountability. Trish, I have done those exercises, marathon about 20 reps. Look, I was in Scotland in August, had a kilt custom made by a fellow in Dundee.
Oh, nice.
Cost me £1,000.
Happy days. Ooh. Kit Spartan, that's a cool name.
Kit Spartan?
Kit Spartan. I'd better get my Spartan kilt on.
Now remember, if you're just joining us now, and you want to join in, we're doing bench press, which is lying back push, kettlebell swings, lateral raise. If you don't have access to be able to do a bench press, which I imagine you probably don't, then get down on the floor and do press ups, and then swings and lateral raise. If you don't have a kettlebell, then just do squats, down and up.
If you want to get out of the same energy system, do jump squats. Because it's a power movement we're looking for.
If you don't have two weights, then just get 2 water balls or do arm circles, so you can join in 50 reps.
So Adam's just asking, how can I separate my top, middle and bottom, side and side pec? Love you guys.
Just reduce body fat, Adam, really.
If you're looking to define different areas, try not to think of as top, middle, bottom and side. The side is just because all the muscle fibers come this way. They come into the arm from here, so you can target the top by doing incline press, the middle by doing normal bench press, and then the bottom by doing decline press. But to say the side, it's just a part of the muscle fibers anyway. If anything, you might want to just look at your posture, getting the shoulders back a bit further, because if I do this, versus this, and it doesn't look like I've got much side chest, because as soon as you do that, you're like, oh, actually, fuck, it is there.
Yeah. And then just building up the chest and then lowering the body fat, you'll start to get the line across the middle.
Yeah. If you look at the separation stuff is literally just body fat.
Megan Fox killing.
Megan Fox.
Dex.
Happy days. Is she watching us? Our first celeb. Hey.
Who is it? There was another name commented the other week. Oh, it was Edward Norton. There was an Edward
really?
Norton commented on Facebook. I was like, no way. He's got the same name as someone, fake, or maybe they are them. Is that all the way down at the bottom? No, it's not.
Oh yeah, I was reading the comment about the side.
You always do that. You leave it up there, you finger it, you don't put it back to bed.
Where in Washington? Oh, somebody's having a chat. Up and at it, boys.
Up and at them.
I was going to say that.
What was that character's name? It was like Wolfenstein or something.
No, I can't remember. It was a bit Arnie though.
Yeah. But the character was Atomic. No, what was his name? Nuclear Man or something.
Deborah's asking, having missed the kettlebell workout? No, we've just done one set and we're about to do another. Kit Spartan, no wonder the Romans couldn't subdue the Scottish and built a wall to keep you guys away from them. Yes, absolutely, Kit Spartan. They didn't stand a chance.
No, my next set I'm going to start on lateral raise, I think.
What?
I'm going to mix up a bit. Oh, got to click it. Oh, no, click.
Yeah, because going from bench press into lat raises was not amazing. I'm going to stick with that.
Stick to the damn plan.
Stick to the damn plan. Right, set number 2.
So again, you can join in if you've got the equipment. If you can't do bench press,
if you can do bench press, do press ups on the ground, drop to the knees because we are doing 50 reps here. So if you need to go onto your knees, then do so. Doing lateral raises, you can actually just do arm circles. If you really wanted to, just keep going until Rab is finished. And then the kettlebell swings, you do jump squats or normal squats if your fitness level does not allow for the jumps.
Let's do it. Set number 2. So I need to try and get down so you can go straight on the lateral next side. High rep always sucks. Man, that burns. Last thing. Sit here. Thank goodness for that. Burns, I did so many.
Right, you're going to have to do kettlebell swings, mate.
Oh, because you're off. Oh, yeah, we did 16. Ah, much better.
You ever in school when the teacher was trying to do something, she would just say, talk amongst yourselves. You guys just talk amongst yourselves. Oh, man.
My grip. 50. My grip is burst. My forearms are short.
I think that's definitely one area that I've got more strength.
On endurance. My forearms just seize.
Can't see there's a punch bag right there.
He was just fighting himself. What's happening on there?
Good morning, guys. Who's that?
Morning, Ronnie.
Oh, Heather.
Morning, Heather.
We're having a great start. Love watching the videos. You guys are the bet.
Morning, Gerald. Gerald's the one that I met when you were. Where were you? You were away somewhere.
Yeah, where was I?
Gerald went cycling around Scotland.
Yeah, where was I that day?
You have a family day or something? I don't know.
Yeah, can't remember. You don't like to work out to music. We actually do like to work out to music, but if we played music, then YouTube and Facebook would then copyright it, and
We would get screwed.
we'd get screwed, and a lot less people would see it.
Yeah, although you can't get much less than YouTube 13.
Oh.
YouTube hates us, eh?
YouTube does hate us right now. We've got, what was it? Best part of 60,000 people on YouTube, and we currently have 14 people watching us.
I know.
YouTube just don't like us. Shout out to Emma.
Hi Emma, how we doing?
Hello Emma.
Kenny G. Chaz, what does the kettlebell swing do? Well, apart from fecking up my grip, it's really good for the core, legs, bit of arms, but
Yeah, it's mainly, basically it's the hip thruster movement that we're looking for with that. So you're, as you're coming sort of down, the glutes and the hamstrings are sort of stretching, the lower back and abs have to brace, and it's the thrust up that generates all the force. But then because the kettlebell then generates force coming back down again against gravity, but it's a big swinging movement, those same muscles then have to lengthen under tension to then rebound. So it's a direct implications for sporting performance. So if you think about, you know, if you're going for a run or a jump, every time a foot lands on the ground, you're absorbing this impact, so the muscles are lengthening under tension to then generate force to spring back up again. So it's very good for developing running ability, jumping ability, and even like in boxing, if you think about, you know, throwing a punch, constantly just sort of moving and pushing off the hips. So it's great for all round sport.
muscle up, buttercup, these arm circles suck, that's Brian.
And Holly's on.
Morning Holly. I'm going to be doing squats instead of swings because my forearms are short. Swings were a bad choice for me.
Can jump squats?
No, just squats.
Just normal squats. Joey Gallon's on.
Joey.
What is the best exercise for your abs? Donna, are you talking about developing strong abs or defined abs? Because defined abs is all about low body fat percentage, in which case it's all the non-ab exercises that are going to be the best for you, like kettlebell swings, like bench press. like deadlifts and bent over rows and pull-ups and all the compound movements and HIIT training and sprint training and you know, all sorts of different, any big energy burners, and looking at your diet. That's what's best for developing you know, muscle definition throughout the abs. But if you want like thick abs and strong abs, then I would say find an exercise that you can challenge the abs with about 10 to 20 reps. So say for instance, like if you want like defined abs, and if you've already got the abs coming through, you want a bit of endurance in them, then you can do like crunches and you can do like plank and different things like this. But find an exercise like a cable crunch or hanging leg raises. Something
I like
really
V-sits.
strong.
It's hard to do more than 20 V-sits. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, I hate V-sits. Rab's definitely better at V-sits than me.
It's just practice, that's all.
I just can't do them. Whereas I like love hanging leg raises, so hanging from a pull-up bar and then lifting your legs up. Really, I normally go for sets of 10 of those. They're really quite tough.
If you can do dragonflies, but that's more experience when you hang on the bench, like he does in Rocky 4.
We will not be showing you that in a kilt.
No, I really want the abs.
But one of the things that I developed sort of quite thick abs, so even with a slight body fat around my midsection, if I brace my abs, they then sort of pop out because they're quite thick. So yeah, if you want sort of year-round abs, I would say develop the thickness, but for a female, it's probably not the best look you're going for.
But in the I'm 80-year-old, I'm lose 50 pounds. You've lost 50 pounds or you're trying to lose 50 pounds?
I've been told the best way to lower body fat to show abs was cardio. Yes and no. Cardio will burn some energy, but it's basically thinking about, so when we're developing a program for a client, we talk about periodization. So you look at a whole year's worth of training. You say, right, how can I get the best out of a whole year? And before the year's even up, you're then planning the next year, and it's just an ongoing thing. If you just said, right, we want to have abs, let's get the cardio in, you're like, okay, but sooner or later you're going to have burnout from cardio. You're not going to be able to run any further, you're not going to be able to swim any further or cycle faster or whatever, because you need to have continuous progression within your training. You have to sort of periodize it, so you say, right, I'm doing this training, and I'm going to advance it, I'm going to make progress with whether it be a further distance or more weight training or whatever it might be. So we always say get a training method that you can see progress with, and cardio can absolutely be a factor in that as well. So there's nothing wrong with cardio, but you need a little bit more. You want to set 3, Irving?
You just stand. But you finished before me anyway.
I think we finished at the same time, didn't we?
Maybe. I thought you were anyway still. Ronnie, weightlifting burns more calories longer, that's true. Try to do these while walking backwards. These suck. Damn these 4 kilograms. Nearly there, yeah.
Oh, Dan.
Man, it all sucks up in the corner. It's hard to read the comments, man. Can't you? It's like a multitask. What way to start a Saturday? Oh man, it sucks, eh? So it's 50 reps of each. Bench press, lateral. I was doing squats because my forearms pushed out the. Tentacle. Tentacle. Really bad. You stay at lights for too long, you can't see. Let's see. Sharon's on, me too hits on. Shouldn't you have footwear? Not really. Footwear's more for if you're in a private gym or somebody owns a gym. It's more for their own health and safety. If one of us drops a weight on our foot right now, it's our own stupid fault. Actually, as it is in any other gym, of course, the blame culture that we live in. Yeah. So, you know, thing is, I would say, depending on the exercise you're doing, bench press, you don't need footwear. Lat raises, don't need footwear. Kettlebells were a question mark, but we tested just before we went live. I was like, oh, might keep my trainers on for the kettlebell swings because as you're pushing up, you might just get a slight slip with the socks, but actually got a good grip. Yeah. So it's fine. You know, if you were training at home, you would or wouldn't wear footwear. It just depends. Yeah, depends on what exercises you're doing. And if you thought the risk of dropping something on your foot, then it'd be advisable to wear footwear. Yeah. But then, if you're going to drop a weight on your foot, trainer's not really going to help you that much. Yeah. If anything, it's only going to protect your nail. You know, if it's heavy enough weight, it's going to break your foot regardless. Do you think there's a best time to work out? Who's that? Farina. That's a cool name. Farina. Best time to work out is the best time for you. Now, if you're going to go physiologically, there's actually companies out there who will test your DNA to see what genes you've got and what time is best suited for you to train in the day. Now, there was a while back, I had a friend of mine who was trying to encourage me to go and do this test. It would be great for your clients and do this, this and this and offer something different. And I'm like, yeah, physiologically, that makes sense. Like, you might have genes that predispose. You might be either a morning bird or a night owl, right? So, if you're more remote, I prefer training in the morning. Usually about 8, 9 o'clock is usually good for me. But some people much prefer to just get on with their day and then train in the evening. Totally fine. But my point is, most people in this world do not have the luxury of choosing what time they train. Yeah. Most people are at mercy to their work schedule and their family life and their other commitments, and they train when they can. And that's what I say to you. Like, come the weekend, if you've got a choice, then try the morning, try the afternoon, and try the evening, and see when you feel the best. When I train mid-afternoon, I feel like a bag of sugar. I just don't have much energy. So test it out for yourself, and there will be a time that's suited to you, but everybody's different. Jason Petty's on. Morning, Jason. Rebecca Wilson's tagging Emma Vincent. Emma Vincent? Or Vincini? Vincent. Where is my coffee and biscuits? I hope you're shouting to someone else.
Ronnie Allen's on, hey, the top fan. Good night, coaches. Well done for high reps. Thanks, Ronnie.
Yeah, my grip is shot now. The grip is done. Jason usually trains right away when I wake up, but I enjoy these team workouts.
How heavy should the kettlebell get a kettlebell? Again, that's up to you. What we normally recommend, again, everybody's different, but we usually say an 8 kilogram for females and a 12 kilogram for males. That's a good standard to start with. Then if it's slightly too heavy, you can get a lighter one. If it's slightly too light, then you can get a heavier one. But 8 for female and 12 kilograms for a male. Today we were using the 20.
Bada boom.
So delicious. Please read my comment. Donna,
we just read it. There you go.
please read my comment. We did. Trish, thanks. If you had a question, like I don't know if Donna's asked a question previous to that. If you have asked the question, then just ask it again. Don't feel like you're bombarding us. If it's a genuine question, if it's something like, what do you wear under your kilts? We're going to tell you to F off because we've had it so many times. But if it's a genuine question, then ask it again. You're not bombarding us, but we literally do miss.
We only get 3 or 4 comments at a time, then it shuffles up.
Depending on how big the comments are as well.
Doesn't your groin get really extremely sweaty whilst working out in a kilt? Not really.
No more sweaty than working out in anything else.
No, the one above it, please. We're not scrolling up, Donna. Ask it again.
Donna, ask it again.
Do you guys ever fast? Yes, Glenn. Done different types of fasting. You've done the sort of classic sort of 18. You do like a 24-hour fast.
I like a 24-hour fast. It's just nice and simple for me.
Yeah, and I quite like an 18-hour fast. And for me, that means cutting out my food from about 6 p.m. the night before, sleep right through, and then not have anything until lunchtime next day. But for me, I always stress if I'm going to fast, I've got to make sure that I was eating regularly beforehand to maximise it. And I use Sustagen to keep the weight on. Don't know what Sustagen is.
I've never heard of Sustagen.
Can we get it?
Does it help?
No idea what Sustagen is.
Sorry, Donna, we don't know what Sustagen is. Never heard of it. Which basically tells you that it's pointless. We're big believers in like everything that we do, everything like the nutrition principles that we apply, the training that we apply. We always say, in 1,000 years' time, will this still be available to the human race? So there's a bunch of supplements out there say, oh, if you want to lose weight, then come get our fat loss pills, and you should be have our shakes rather than eating real food. Just have, I'm not going to mention the company's names, but there's plenty of them out there. And we will say, in 1,000 years' time, our future relatives are going to look back and say, man, were they that stupid to believe that a supplement company is going to fix all the problems? Look at what nature gave us. Sustagen, I don't know if it's a product, I don't know if it's a nutrient that I've never heard of.
A high protein drink helps to keep my body weight on. All right, so what's your question? Does it work? Well, you tell us if it works.
Yeah. Proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
High protein food. Having something like Sustagen, I'm going to guess that you're paying over the odds for it. I'm going to guess that if it's high protein, there's not much higher protein than whey protein, than eggs, than chicken, than fish.
Just be an easier way of taking it, I would imagine.
Yeah, but there's how easy was it for me to drink that shake? It's like I just had it while I was working out. So there's a bunch of foods out there that
only you'll know if it's working, because you'll know if you're keeping the weight on and keeping the physique and healthy you're happy with. Roger, have you ever heard of Plexus? Works on visceral fat to support weight loss. Again, Roger, sounds like a company, probably a fat loss.
I've heard of the solar plexus.
Which is better workout, once a day, but it's a long workout, or workout twice a day, but it's a short workout? Good question, actually. Some people split the routines. They do perhaps their weights in the morning, or cardio in the morning, and then vice versa later in the day. Personally speaking, I prefer to do it all in a one. But that's just because I like to do my chunk and then everything else is recovery. I felt if I was training twice, I couldn't sustain that for too long. That's just me personally. It's all.
Yeah, I'm pretty much saying. So I actually do have 2 sessions on a Tuesday and a Wednesday because I do my judo on a Tuesday and Wednesday nights. Now for me, I know how my body feels. So come Thursday, I get my massage on a Thursday now, and it just has to be a complete rest day. because my body's just in bits. I just feel, I'm just very aware of energy levels, mood, you know, just general day-to-day activity and how I feel in each of them. So yeah, it kills me.
Yoga in a kilt might prove a bit challenging. We believe you, Nathan. We don't do yoga, so we wouldn't really know.
So would bungee jumping in a kilt.
Or even swimming in a kilt.
Is cardio best for overweight beginner or gentle weights training? Trish, that's actually quite a good question.
That's an excellent question,
although we normally say no, weight training for absolute beginners who are, you know, quite overweight, we always say get the cardio in first. Just get moving. Get the joints moving, get the heart and lungs working. Even just getting the lungs working, breathing deeper. Getting into a swimming pool and getting the joints moving without having too much impact, because I totally understand that a bunch of overweight people are going to have a lot of stress on joints, especially knees, ankles and hips and lower back. It's going to be a lot of pressure, so actually getting into a pool and just getting the body moving can be a very good way. So yeah, cardio to get the weight coming off, and then introduce the weight training maybe after a couple of weeks.
And even if the person wasn't overweight, they're just not trained for a very, very, very long time, go straight into weights. If their muscles are weak, their joints might not be warm and supple. By getting the movement going first, it starts to get these tendons and ligaments just a bit more fluid, so then when they start their weights, they're in much better shape.
Cool. Wonderful advice, thank you. You're welcome, Trish. Stephen, awesome job on the judo match. Thanks.
He did well.
I actually don't think I did do well. I won it, but I did not like my performance at all.
Yeah, but that's because of how you felt in there.
I don't know what I could have done. I could have, if I, but then you don't know how they're probably feeling exactly the same. We're probably all very much.
What I would say to them is very, very simple. Winning is winning.
Winning's winning. What's that from?
That's, I'm sure it's Fast and Furious. Doesn't
doesn't
matter whether you win by an inch or a mile. He says, I nearly had you, and he's like,
you never had me. You never had your car.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. If you are under like, what is the best way to work out? If you're under like, sorry, Don, I don't know what you mean under like.
Sure. For your first competition, it was awesome. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. How do you guys rate boxing as a beginner in the gym?
Oh, boxing.
Boxing. Yeah.
That's a great way to get fit.
Jodie, absolutely. Boxing is one of those things that I think everybody's got this inner aggression that only certain guys will allow to come out. You get very aggressive guys now. Unfortunately, we live in this day and age where a lot of guys who don't know how to express this inner aggression take it out on people they shouldn't, whether it be loved ones or strangers. But when you start something like boxing, you see that inner aggression, like, man, that's been waiting to come out, and no matter how tired you get, you want to keep punching. It's like, I've got a punch bag right here, you can't see it, but it is there. And it's just a great form, especially if you've got somebody with pads. A boxing bag is this sort of object that just sort of stands there. But if you've got somebody who knows what they're doing and holds up some pads for you, and they know exactly how to motivate you, different combinations, as soon as you see a pad coming up, you're like, psh, no matter how tired you get. So yeah, absolutely fantastic.
Remember, just be aware there are classes out there, things like Boxercise. Now, I'm not going to slag them at all, but what I would advise, and I'm going to use the Nintendo Wii when it came out as an example, there was a whole string of what they called Nintendo Wii injuries.
Yes.
And it happens in Boxercise because people are overzealous, throwing punches in mid-air. And there's no muscles, there's no impact to counteract the force. And it was the same thing when the Nintendo Wii came out. Everyone's playing tennis and hitting nothing, like really getting into it, and they end up with all these kind of micro tears that build up over time. So if you are doing something like Boxercise, that's fine, great cardio burner, you can get into it, so good music. It is different than hitting pads or a bag, so just be aware of, don't go too crazy with aggression if you're not actually making impact.
There is a lot of the Boxercise classes that they will actually just use pads and they'll pair people up. They're really, really good. And allows actually even just holding the pads for somebody is a workout in itself. Like as PTs, you do that, you're holding pads, and at the end of a session, you're soaking yourself. So it is actually very good for those type of classes. But if it's just in mid-air, a little bit of it's okay. But
and if you are wanting a really good workout, depending on who your instructor is, try and get knees into the mix. You don't, I've very rarely ever come across anyone that's injured themselves throwing a knee into pads or into a proper bag. Kicks, yes, you can injure yourself. Punches, yeah, but knees tend to just be a bit more controlled. What a calorie burner knees are.
Yeah.
So sometimes if you're an instructor, they'll just put one pad over the other and they'll let you grab their shoulders and just start kneeing it. Man, 10 of those each side, you're like,
I think normally because like if you know what you're doing in boxing, there should be like a bit of a natural twist, especially with your right hand. But a lot of beginners will just be like this, and they'll do this. But when it comes to the knees, you can actually see my body twisting there. And it's such a good workout for the abs.
And the legs are a bigger muscle group than the arms, so the minute you're firing them up at speed, oh, the calorie burning, that's great. I'm going to have to call time because we're going to have to get rocking down the road. So thank you everybody else for tuning in. If you want to play that back, it was bench press, kettlebell swings, lateral raise. This morning we got around 3 rounds of each. So
450 reps.
Boom.
I feel like we should have 50 reps to round it off, but